Hey there internets, I'm Michael and this is once again Diaries of a Newbie Youtuber, and as you can see I'm doing the whole lazy thing again, but with good cause because I'm actually meant to be off on holiday this week. I'm not actually going anywhere, I've got a lot of day trips planned, etc. But yeah, so I'm not really meant to be working, so I'm going to do this pretty quick, and it's going to be pretty quick because as we start with the week in review you'll see there were no videos this week. And that's not that I've not been working. The past week I have been working, it's just this week I'm not. Well, I say I'm not, I'm actually going to have to be because I'm actually behind schedule on things. I've been working all last week on some paid content for the channel. I'm finding it very difficult doing the scripting, it's taken me a lot longer than expecting, doing the recording. So yeah, there's 4 videos I've been working on and I'm really far behind on them. They're in various stages and I need to get caught up, but that's why there's been nothing coming out on the channel, because it's all been kind of bottlenecked in this process. And of course, if you've been following on social media, you'll know that I've been busy in the evenings designing the new prototype for my game that I'm doing, which is currently called Centauri Station. So yeah, that's it's going well. I couldn't sleep last night, had a playtest I did, and it went really well. I had nothing I wanted to change. There was a card that I'd printed wrong, and that was it. So, pardon me. So that's really good, going well. So yeah, that's the week in review. Say you're not going to see anything this week, and maybe not even next week. It all depends how I get on with these paid videos and when they're actually going to want them released. Once they're out the way, well, I'm actually going to be doing some recording during this week at some events. So some of the day trips that I've got planned, one is to go to the Victoria and Albert Museum of Childhood, and I'll be doing that tomorrow. And they've got a board game exhibit on, and that's running till April next year, so that's in London, I think nearest tube station, Bethnal Green. I'm really looking forward to going and seeing what they all had there and doing a bit of recording so that I can show you and maybe entice you to go along. And then the other thing is on Saturday, it is Games Fest in Tring, so I'm going along to that. So if you're going to be there, you know, do say hello. If you're not sure what it is, go have a look. If you're near Tring in the UK, you might want to go along. It's basically just going to be a gathering, playing games. It's really cheap entry, it's like £2.50 for a ticket. So there's going to be several people there selling games. It's going to be bring and buy. I think the X-Wing tournament's already sold out, but then there's plenty of other stuff. So yeah, take a look at their website. I will put a link in the description of this video. So what else is there? Q&A. No Q&A again. I haven't had any questions this week, so of course if you have any questions, do send them my way. Give me your questions and I will give you answers that may or may not be right, but that's irrelevant. So let's move on to the figures. Let's get this done nice and quick. Facebook is 38 weeks we've been on Facebook and 1,852 likes on the Facebook page. So nice to see a bit of increase happening there. We've been quite stale since the last giveaway. That seems to have stopped now. We're starting to get back back to more of a normal growth rate there, which is nice, and hopefully that will continue, fingers crossed. Twitter, 41 weeks we've had the Twitter account going, 8,300 followers on Twitter, so not as good as an increase as last week, but still good, so I'm happy with that, especially with the lack of videos, etc. You know, any kind of increase with having so little output. I say doing so little, I have been very busy, but actual output that's visible to people being so low is good. So YouTube, the channel itself, 43 weeks we've been going, 2,610 subscribers. So we've finally, you know, tipped over into that 2,600. That's really nice. We have been so stable, not really moving, even declining a bit on those subscriber numbers since the last giveaway. So it's really nice to see that having gone up, and hopefully it'll carry on. Views, 75,122. And I am absolutely shocked by this because it's over 2,000 views in the last week, with no new videos at all. 0 new videos. So that's really good. Also, this past week has been Essen, and I saw, looking at like the graph of when views were happening, etc., you could see, boom, the first day of Essen, or even actually the day before Essen, and then the days of Essen, all much lower views, and then as Essen started to trail off at the weekend, the views started going up again. So you could definitely see a correlation of people not viewing because they were at Essen. So to have that level of views despite that going on is really good. I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, I mean, would I have expected Essen to actually have caused an increase? No, because I'm not covering any hot releases. I'm not there. I think with UK Games Expo, I had that spike afterwards because I had all the hotness there from having seen the games, covered the games, and etc. Not got that this time, so I don't really expect to see that. So what videos have been performing well? Well, again, the Pioneers program by GCT Studios, which is this post-apocalyptic resource management town building game. Great fun. It's up on Kickstarter. The videos for that have been doing really well. They've been the most viewed this week. And yeah, so there's a link to the Kickstarter in the description if you're interested. I really recommend you go check it out. It's a really good game. Then Adrenaline, my first impressions video for that. I think still because it's only literally, they got it from the factory, I think the day or the 2 days before Essen, CGE got this from the factory. And so it's only immediately been available at Essen. No one's been able to get hold of it, so no one's really covered it. So the fact that I was able to do video off that from the UK Games Expo, that's been really popular and getting hits because it's the only thing out there for people to look at. Now, what I will say is I did mention when I did my first impressions of Adrenaline that really this game hinged on, for me getting it, on having a 2-player mode. Now, from what I've seen, they have failed to introduce any 2-player mode, so that's my interest kind of died off. If you are just interested in a 3 to 5 player game, this is a fantastic game. A mixture of Euro area control aspect and first-person shooter. It's so original, so well done, really great fun to play. So I do recommend, if you're not worried about the whole 2-player thing, that you do check it out. What else has been doing well? Surprisingly, out of the blue, my Time Stories How to Play video has had nearly 100 views in the last week. Was a new expansion announced at Essen and I missed it? Maybe that would have caused it. I really have no idea why there's been such a spike there on that, but it's good. It's good views for me. And then other than that, it's just kind of been the evergreens really, those normal videos that I talk about that are just always clocking up the views. Okay, so that's enough of my ramblings for another Diaries of a Newbie YouTuber. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, and of course do the whole subscribing etc. that I ask you to do in all my videos. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.